Konnichiwa! I am back from Japan, and for those of you who have been to Japan or you're planning to go, this might be a great video for you. It's going to be in a slightly different format than I usually do video because what I plan to do is insert video and photos and whatever else I can into the video as I'm unpacking, because I'm down to my last couple of suitcases and it's been laundry for like the last day and a half, and this and this one are my last ones. And so I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to be editing it slightly different than I usually do, and hopefully it works out just fine. If not, it'll be a disaster, but I've had other videos that turn into disasters and I survived. So it may be a little tricky editing this video because you know from your trips or your vacations that you come home with a lot of video and pictures, and then you have to weed out those pictures and video that just didn't turn out the way you wanted. So I'm going to try to include content that's informational or fun that you might enjoy, and hopefully the editing process won't take forever, because that's what happens a lot of times when I do come back with a lot of content. So let me tell you about the trip. So let me tell you how I packed for this trip to start with, because as you know, you have to minimize when you travel, and so I decided to use the capsule wardrobe concept, and I went with black, taupe, and white, which allowed me to interchange clothes and come up with different outfits every so often. Luckily, a couple of the hotels we stayed in had laundry, so I was able to wash them, because this is very important. I had no idea it was going to be as warm as it turned out to be in Japan, especially Tokyo, because it's a major urban area. So I wound up having to wash some things because they are pieces that I could not wear twice. It was really necessary. So that's something to look for when you're looking for a hotel, is to see if you can find a laundry. And the laundry was available to all of the hotel guests, and it worked out beautifully because then I had fresh clothes. Loved it. And so what I also did was take some pieces that I could use on the flight. The flight from here, we went to Houston nonstop to Tokyo, and that was a 14-hour nonstop flight, so it allowed us to sleep and watch movies and all those things, but you want to wear something comfortable. So on the way over, I used the idea of just wearing black, all black, even though it is warm weather. If you fly on long flights, you know you're bound to spill something, or whatever can happen is going to happen. And then you're stuck wearing those clothes for hours. So I went with black, and where's the pants? Here are the pants. I wore just some simple black slacks and black Chanel flats, black flats. And the saving grace, I discovered this top. It is a J.J. Winks top, and you might have seen it in my Insta stories or just on Instagram feed, because I was so impressed by this top. You don't wear a bra with it, so how much more comfortable can you get other than wearing pajamas? J.J. Winks has several different styles of tops and dresses that are braless, and absolutely love it. And I want to get the white one, but that means I have to worry about stains, so I probably won't. I wish they had a gray. So J.J. Winks, if you're listening, put a gray color or a dark taupe color out so we can travel in those and not have to worry about stains. So I had those, and then I also had this Spanx jacket and jogger. You'll remember I told you about these Spanx joggers maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and they are so comfortable. It is like wearing pajamas. It's just fabulous. let's see if we can find it. I think they're called Air Essentials. Yes, it is Air Essentials, and I got the tapered pants, and then I got the half zip top. So cozy. You would love this, especially if you're starting to think about autumn. Perfect for autumn. But I wore it on the flight, and it was cold on the flight. I think they do that intentionally so you'll bundle up and go to sleep. But I loved it. So on the way over, I wore the JJ Winks, and on the way back, I wore the Spanx. Loved that idea. Sometimes I come up with some cute ideas, and sometimes things don't work out like I want them to, but this time it was great. So when we arrived in Japan, it was much warmer than we expected, like I told you, and we decided to go and just walk around Tokyo. Let's take a tour of Golden Gai, and I may be pronouncing that incorrectly, but it is an area that is block after block or alleyway after alleyway of little tiny restaurants and bars. Adorable. Don't think that we'll come down here in the evening because it looks like it's going to be a place that's going to be super crowded. So this is a number of alleyways, and if I read Japanese better than I do, I could tell you exactly what these are. Now, Tokyo is enormous and very densely populated. So we didn't get far because there's just so much to see. But we walked some of the back streets and we found... Now we're going to the Shinju Shrine. I'm just butchering the Japanese language, so excuse me for that. Let's go up these stairs, and then when we get to the top of the stairs, we're going to see a food dog and a pagoda, and there's the shrine. And here we are. How gorgeous is that? We were able to find our way around, and then we took taxis, we took the subway, and we just found that just being there was the important part, because everyone is so friendly and everything is so clean. It's not like going to, say, New York City where you have all the smells and the filth, but it is clean. Not clean enough to wear white slacks, though. I don't recommend that because in any urban area it's going to be dirty. I wore these tennis shoes or sneakers a lot of the time, and these are J. McLaughlin leather sneakers, and they did get dirty, so I can imagine if I had taken a pair of white slacks, which I considered, that would not have worked out. So while we were out and taking taxis and walking, we went to visit. It's in the Harajuku area. It's called Takeshita Street. It is Takeshita. It is the teens' holy land. It's for shopping for teens. And we had a teenager with us, so that worked out absolutely perfect. They even had a cat cafe where you could go in and have lunch and sit and hold the cats. And we found this all throughout Japan. Puppy cafes, cat cafes, and also they have shops that you can go in and you pay for like 30 minutes to play with the puppies. I don't know where this idea came from, and I don't think it would work in the United States, but that's what makes travel so fun, is to come up with some idea like that and you're just floored by it. I had never seen it anywhere I've been, and so we had to take a little peek inside some of those. So if you want to go to the teen shopping area, go to this Takeshita Street, and they have candy shops, t-shirt shops, and outfits that we were intrigued with, and that was the Lolita look, which looks like baby doll dresses, and thousands of girls in Tokyo were wearing these baby doll dress. I call them baby doll, they call them Lolita look. And we went to another shopping mall that was only for girls' clothes, and it was one whole floor of nothing but this look. Another entire floor of the emo look with the big chunky black boots. So when you go to Tokyo, remember that a lot of the residents are very fashion forward. You're going to see a lot of fashion that you don't see in the United States or any place else in the world. But I was so intrigued by that and loved every minute of it. And then the only thing I wanted to do, well, there were two things I wanted to do, but the number one thing I wanted to do was go vintage luxury bag shopping. And it was just the floodgate of the number of luxury vintage handbags in these shops was mind-boggling. It was so heady to stand there and look at how many there were. And I had one bag in mind that I wanted, and it's a Chanel bag, and I'm putting a video here for you. And guess what? Didn't find it. I was so disappointed because in my heart I just knew I was going to find this bag. It's a discontinued Chanel bag, and I have looked for 2 years for it. So if you have this bag and you're tired of it, contact me, because I am in the market for one, and I couldn't find one in any of the shops I went to. Now, mind you, I did not go in all the shops. For the elevator, because today we are going to go hunting for vintage luxury handbags. So exciting. No way. Look at this secondhand vintage. Look at all the Louis Vuitton, Chanel. Okay, we gotta go in and check this out. We had to do the second thing that was on my list. We had to go eat Kobe beef. And so we went to this great restaurant. Here of the restaurant we went to was on the 51st floor, and we went at night. The view was phenomenal. Like I said, it's a very urban area, high rises like most large cities. Okay, I found it. It was Misono. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it's Misono. And apparently they have a few different locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations just in Japan. Some are in the Kobe area, Kyoto, and we went to the Shinjuku restaurant, which is Shinjuku is a region inside the city of Tokyo, like a little district or a little region of Tokyo City. And it is on the 51st floor of the Shinjuku Sumitomo building. It was excellent. I've had Kobe beef in the past, but I wanted to have Kobe beef in Tokyo. And we had mission accomplished. It was fabulous. Loved it. Had sake. I've had warm sake before and didn't care for it, but I wanted to try it cold, and they had cold sake, so that was good. So at the end of that evening, we were so exhausted and just went back to the hotel and watched Japanese TV. And you know, there's nothing more entertaining than watching TV other than your normal television stations, and to watch Japanese QVC was very entertaining. And then I watched a cooking show, and that was really, really nice because they were cooking fish, and I enjoyed that. So the next day we decided to go and do a little more shopping. And so we went to the busiest intersection in the world. And if you've ever seen it on video, it doesn't even come close to what it's really like to be in the middle of this intersection. We're at Shibuya Station in Tokyo. This is the busiest crossing in the entire world. There are 1,025 people every 2 minutes who cross this street. It is an amazing sight. The best way to describe it is organized chaos. It is people going in every direction. It's not in one line. Everybody crosses over each other, but it seems to work. No one's gotten hurt as far as I know. I'm sure there have been some kind of incidents, but it's fun. I'm going to do it probably again going back. We went during the day. We did not go in the night because we had other things planned that evening. But we went during the day, and it is a riot to get across those streets. But everybody is so cordial and kind, and there are no horns blowing or anything, because whoever drives through that area knows there are hundreds of people. I think they said, I may have this wrong and I'll correct it on the video if I am, I think they said 200,000 people a day go across this. I'm probably very off on that, but I'll correct it. Go through this intersection, and people are just going to work or they're going home. They're not all tourists, because I don't think I saw many tourists at all in that area, but I did see other people with video cameras, so I know that they were there specifically to take video of that intersection. Also, if you have the time while you're in Tokyo, go and participate in a session of karaoke. There's a chain of karaoke locations called Big Echo, and there are several in Tokyo. So give that a try. That was great fun, or big fun. Hey, hey! And then don't forget, you're going to see these arcades all over the place. It's a chain of arcades. It's called Gigo or Gigo. It's Gigo, and it's a great way to entertain children if you have young adults or children with you. It's an arcade that is filled with toys and foods, and you name it, you can find it. Also, I think that even you could try to win from these machines small electronic devices. You name it, it was in there. There are hundreds of them. You are going to find temples everywhere. You will find them in every town and city in Japan. Someone told us there are thousands of them, and they're all different and they're all beautiful. Were able to visit quite a few, but not nearly as many as a lot of the locals do, because I noticed they had almost like a passport, and they would have them stamped when they went into these temples. It might be a goal of theirs to see all of them during their life. One day while we were in Tokyo, we went to a drumming class, some war drums, and it was just intriguing to watch these drummers. They have drumming classes all over the world. They're all interconnected. It's like a club, and they get together. And one of the drummers was from Seattle, and she was there drumming for the summer, and she was so kind, and so she was helpful in trying to teach us a few of the tricks of drumming. Now, I almost took a drumming class on another travel trip and didn't do it, so I decided to do it this time, and it was really worth the fun. And then we toured more temples and open markets. It was just beautiful to walk through the open markets because they're so colorful, so many people, so many things to see. I wanted to buy some Japanese knives for the kitchen, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. I wanted a small, thin knife, and most of them were big chopping knives or huge butcher knives, and I wasn't looking for that. So next time I go to Japan, I will have done more research on my knives and know exactly what I'm looking for, but there were plenty to see. Went to see sumo wrestling. It was a scream. The guys who were doing it were so theatrical. It was really fun to watch. And then we left there and went just wandering again and went in the grocery. I love going in groceries just to see what's available. I did bring back a few things. I brought back some crackers that you would put maybe on a charcuterie board that are made with wasabi, if you're a wasabi lover, and some wasabi peas and things like that. I don't need a lot of trinkets, but I love having things that I can serve my guests when they come over after I've been on a trip. And so I love going in the groceries and wandering around and seeing what's available. And you will pick up some of the things that you see on cooking shows, but they're very hard to find in other areas. Japanese spices and things like that. So next time you're traveling, doesn't matter where it is, go in the grocery and just wander through and see what you can find that either you've been looking for or you didn't even know existed. So these are things that I packed in my suitcase that I'm going to get out. That is lingerie. I don't think you need to see that. And then this is something I bought before I left. I don't even think I told you about this, but I ordered it off of Amazon, and it works better than my Rowenta, my giant Rowenta steamer that I use on drapes and bedspreads. This is much hotter, and it's compact. Now, it does sputter a bit with water, but I didn't care. Everything was so jammed in this suitcase that you couldn't wear it without doing something. You know, they always say you can put the clothes on a hanger and put them in the shower and turn on the steamer. That rarely works. If you did it and let it hang there for a couple of days, it might be a bit better, but try this little steamer. I think I found a gem. I will put a link for all of this below. I'm trying to find a name on it. I just put it in the search engine for Amazon, and this popped up, several popped up, but this will look more compact and better made than some of the others. So I got that, and I will link that below for you so you don't have to hunt it down. That was great. And let's see what else I have in here. This is makeup, I think. Yeah, that's just more or hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer everywhere. And one thing we learned about Japan, uh, they don't serve a lot of paper napkins with food. It's very clean. They don't even have public trash cans. Very rarely. I think I found one in a Subway. So when you use something, say you use hand sanitizer and you want to wipe it off with a Kleenex, you have to put that Kleenex in your pocket or your bag, and then whenever you get to the hotel, throw it away, because everything's just very tidy. And then, oh, what's the, oh, yeah, this, I am like a child when it comes to these little gift pouches they give you on the airlines when you have the long flights. This one, it was from Away, which is this luggage is Away. And by the way, I love Away luggage, and I'll link this. I have a whole video that I did. I think this luggage is 2 or 3 years old, and I did an entire video about the Away luggage. And then on the flight, the Away and United had placed this in the seat, and of course they put like chapstick, what is it here, chapstick, a pair of socks to keep you cozy, and toothbrush, eye mask, what in the world, and lo and behold, no, I thought it was a discount for Away luggage because I'm going to buy another carry-on. I have that, but I want the one that's made like a bag, and it slips over this back handle. Sorry about that, my camera stopped. I'm watching the monitor. The camera came up with a message. It showed that it has stopped automatically, and I'm wondering if the memory is running out, so I may have to change cards. But anyway, I thought this might be a discount for Away luggage because I was going to take advantage of that when I buy the next piece, but it's not. But love these. And what else do I have in here? These are all travel brochures. I'm the worst of that. I've got to take them and sort them, and I keep a file every time I take a trip. So if anybody asks any questions, I have a file on it. Okay, this is something that I've told you about in the past, and it is a lifesaver if you are going to be on a long trip and you are a sunglass lover. It is a holder for your sunglasses. Amazon again, and I just love this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pair, and this has the cord that is velcroed so your glasses don't fall out. Love, 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 and that comes in more than handy because you don't have to worry about them getting crushed by the baggage handler. And that did come in handy because they lost our luggage. Luckily, it was on the way back, so it didn't matter. When we got back, I didn't care if I had my luggage. They delivered it the next morning, but I did worry about my glasses and other things that I had that were semi-valuable. I don't usually carry very valuable things in the checked luggage. The carry-on luggage is where I keep all my good stuff. So those glasses, though, I would have been really upset if I had lost some of those because, you know, if you're a sunglass collector, you don't want to have to buy them again. And those are some of my favorites. Okay, this is makeup. I have 2 different ones. This is makeup. This is costume jewelry. And you'll notice in videos, if you see my hands, I'm not wearing good jewelry. I wear just a silver band. And then I take costume jewelry, but no costume jewelry that looks like good jewelry because you don't want to be a target for someone who is looking for good jewelry. But in Japan, their crime rate is so low, you don't really have to worry about anything like that. But there's always that unexpected person who might show up. So I just carry costume jewelry, don't wear good jewelry, don't wear jewelry. I've had several people say, you know, you can get the jewelry that looks real and just wear the jewelry that is not your real jewelry. Does that make sense? Anyway, I don't want to be a target. Whether it's real or not, the person who wants it from me doesn't care. They just want it and leave. and I just don't even want that problem. So I just wear plain bands, not good earrings, and just I'm there for the fun anyway. I'm not there for wearing my jewelry. Now, if I were going to be out of town for an event or for a wedding and I wanted to take my good jewelry to wear to the event, I would take it in my carry-on, of course. So I'm looking through all of my travel information, and this is a subway map for Tokyo. But we left Tokyo, we took the bullet train to Nagano, Nagano, and we stayed at a traditional Japanese inn and spa. It was so quiet and lovely, and it was in the mountains. Unlike Tokyo, which is very urban, this is very rural, very quiet. We had the most spectacular traditional Japanese dinner in courses, and I have some pictures here for you. And then the next morning, we had a traditional Japanese breakfast with courses. Absolutely fabulous, and that was, the end was, let's see if I can find the name of it for you here. Room looks like, oh my, it has a table that makes into a futon. And what is this? This is a closet. What do we have? Kimonos and other amenities. Close this back for you. We have this door that is all of our bedding for our futon. How pretty is that? Very Asian inspired. And let's go over here and look. Minimalistic furnishings. And let's see what's out this door. What do we have here? Oh, we have a view of the mountains. How pretty is that? Gorgeous. In this town. Now let's see what this view is. Wow. Straight up the mountain. How pretty is that? There's another hotel along the way to the snow monkeys. Wow. Oh, cute. Tea service with cups. And look at these adorable plates. Oh, what do we have? Tea? Oh, I love these in silk. Tea in silk pouches. Sachets of tea. Smells wonderful. Fresh. Okay, remember we had a table and chairs in the center of the room, and now the service has come up and they have put down the futons. This is a traditional Japanese resort spa hotel. So they are ready for us to end our night, and this looks comfy. I don't know if you have ever used a feather pillow, but this looks like an enormous feather pillow, and I'm looking forward to it. The inn is located in Nagano, and I may be pronouncing that wrong, Nagano, Japan, and it's Nagano Tokyo, Tokyu, Rei, R-E-I, Hotel. And it's a spa. There's a hot springs there. You can go to the spa. You can have a lovely dinner. It is traditional Japanese bedding on the floor with futons. You get the full Japanese experience. And you'll see from the videos here that it is really pretty. And so that was a true luxury to be able to do that. Then we left that area and went to see the famous snow monkeys. And I don't know if you're aware of this famous snow monkeys. They were discovered a while back. I think it was in the 60s. Okay, I found it. We went to the Jinokudani. This is so bad, everybody. I'm so sorry. I don't speak Japanese. I lived in Japan when I was a child, and I remember a few Japanese words, but some of these I could never do this without butchering. It's Jigokudani, Monkey Park. And these monkeys were found, and they live at this hot springs at the top of a hill. And so we hiked the hill, and sure enough, we saw all these cute monkeys. The park itself was established in 1964. And the famous residents, which are the monkeys, have become globally famous and now attract visitors from all over the world. And there were a lot of people there visiting these monkeys, these cute monkeys. And I love the baby monkeys more than the big monkeys. But that's the way it is with nature. God made the babies cute, so the mamas and daddies would take care of them. Then we left there and we went to an area in Nara City, Japan. I'm pulling all this out, it's all wrinkled up and it's travel weary, but it was so much fun. We went to see a temple and we saw the priests, and they are known in this area for their deer. They have these really cute small deer, and they're called Shika Simbel deer, Shikasenbei deer, and you can buy deer crackers, which basically looked like deer food, animal food that had been pressed into cookies. And the deer over the years, I guess generation to generation, have been taught that if they bow their heads, that you'll give them a cookie. And it's just adorable, absolutely adorable. And that was great fun. So the next day we went and walked through some more markets and some more beautiful, stunningly beautiful Japanese gardens. I could have spent an entire day there because the photography opportunities were stunning. You can't translate that much beauty in photography. I mean, you can up to a point, but you have to actually be there and smell that moss growing on the lanterns and things like that, because these gardens have been there for a very, very long time. And the colors and the way everything was architecturally designed, it's just so fabulous. I really should have spent more time in that area because it was beautiful. And then we went and got on a bullet train and went to Kyoto. If you've never been on a bullet train, then you don't realize how fast you're going, because you're inside the train, everything looks like a normal train, but you're going really fast. I think it said 180 miles an hour. Now, I believe the bullet train between London and Paris is a little faster than this one, but I'm going to look that up, and if I'm wrong, I will put it in the video and show you the exact speed. We did more wandering and shopping and trying little restaurants, and many restaurants, they don't speak English, especially if you get off the touristy path. They don't speak English, but most of the menus will have a picture of the dish, and so we would just point to what we wanted. And that was so much fun. So much fun, and you've got to try that. Next time you're in a place that doesn't speak your language, just point to something on the menu and try it. But then we went to a McDonald's, and oh my gosh, that is becoming a tradition with us, and especially if we have teenagers with us, and they love it. Just go to a McDonald's, sit down. If you'll remember from past videos, some of the McDonald's in other countries, you just walk up to a window, you don't go in. But we have to try and compare the hamburgers and the chicken nuggets and things like that, just for the fun of it, just to say that you've had McDonald's in whichever place you are located. We did go to the Ritz-Carlton one night, and I am trying to find the name of the restaurant. It's a Michelin restaurant, and it is so beautiful. That's not it. Hold on. Oh, I forgot to show you this. It was in Tokyo. We were walking down the street, and there was a park, and this band was playing. There were singers, like pop singers, and they gave us a brochure, and I took a video of them. They are called Banquet, and apparently they're well known. They're all over Apple Music, TikTok. I'll make a close-up of this. There's even a QR. We went to dinner, and I was going to find that for you, at the Ritz-Carlton in Kyoto. Has a wonderful restaurant, and it's a Michelin restaurant. It is, oh, here it is. It is the Mizuki restaurant. It's a Michelin restaurant in the Ritz-Carlton in Kyoto. M-I-Z-U-K-I. Fabulous, incredible service. Food was spectacular, so recommend that. Of course, we had to stop and look at different things around the city. I'll put in a lot of video here of like markets and cat cafes and all that fun stuff. Shops everywhere. Cute girls in kimonos. Rent kimonos and go and take pictures in these beautiful parks. Lovely idea. I had one reserved, a kimono, and I backed out because it was scorching hot outside, and I just could not make myself get into that kimono. So I took pictures of everybody who had kimonos. Anytime I saw a kimono, I would take it, and they're just so pretty, and the girls look so cute in them. So if you're going to those areas and you want to take some beautiful pictures for keepsakes, go and rent kimonos. You can get kimonos for the guys and the girls. It's just a fun way to remember your trip to Japan. And I think I'm finished. I'm going to put all this stuff away and try to rest. I think I'm over my jet lag. I'm so happy about that. And I'm so happy that you watched this video. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And let's see, don't forget, you can always follow me on Instagram. Bye.